वो टाइम था कि वो लोग नहीं अलाउ करते थे, उनका ताजमहल बन गया है तो वो दिखना नहीं चाहिए, वो सिस्टम भी हैव गॉन
Someone will copy.
Yeah, they were really very possessive about it. Same ताजमहल concept अच्छा मेरे हाथ नहीं काटे.
It can give you an idea of how the things can happen, but how things will happen is that journey.
Yeah,
that
they are showing you a particular color. उसको जाके कहाँ तुम बॉम्बे में कौन सी मार्केट में ढूंढने जा रहे हो? वो टाइम पे 500 was a very big amount. You know, imagine friends के साथ मेरा ये हाल है तो मैं कहाँ कोई स्ट्रेंजर की पार्टी में खड़ी रहूंगी?
Luxe Services presents KYAD, Know Your Architect/Designer.
Hi Design family, welcome back to another episode of KYAD, Know Your Architect/Designer. You already know me from my previous episodes. My name is Zaid Khan, your podcast buddy and your host for KYAD. Today we are doing this with Saiqua Bilal ma'am, who's a designer. And I will ask her to self-introduce, a little bit touch on topics of Sharan Bhai. And he's there with us for the second time now. Sharan Bhai, how are you?
I'm good, Zaid. Hope you're doing well too.
Very well.
Yeah. You must have seen me at the first podcast.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming on another episode along with beside me Saiqua ma'am.
Well, I'm Saiqua Bilal, as of y'all know now, and I'm founder of Saiqua Bilal Design. And I started this company almost 10-11 years ago. And I'm more like a freelancer. I don't have an office space, but of course everything is done on site. Clients prefer having meetings on site, and most of my projects are on the other side, that's South Bombay, while I'm based in Bandra. And it just works perfect for me. My team arrives on site or in the client space. So they are in their comfort zone, and that's the USP I hold. They don't need to travel and come to me to see the drawings or images or whatever. We reach out to them and we have the meetings in basically, what do you call, at their house or preferably on the sites. So everything what we develop, they are seeing it in actuals. It's not in the office and then they have to again repeat the same momentum in the site. So that's one USP that I'm holding, and I'm very happy in my space and I'm enjoying. That's what I'm doing.
Just to understand a little bit about your background, I think that's we can start off from. I know a couple of names which are there on your website, which is prominent offices space like Netherwala and Ibara. Can you touch on a little bit? We don't want to reach there as of now. I want to start with your journey as someone who, because when we started practicing, I think that's the point. I've spoken multiple times on this podcast. That time this wasn't a profession. Now currently it is booming as an industry. What was there in your head when you started your college or your school, and then what was there in your mind?
You will be completely shocked how my journey was.
Okay.
So of course, as a normal, you don't know when you're in the 10th what you want to do. Okay, so as confused, the safest bet was bachelor's. So कहीं ना तो कोई office में पहुंच ही जाएंगे. So I did my BCom, and while I was in my 12th, okay, one of my friends had an exhibition in World Trade Center. Of there, some aunt selling some art paintings and also it was more an interior based exhibition, and that's where that was my first job. I was paid 500 per day, so I earned 1,000 rupees in those days. And what I got awed by with these fancy ladies coming in and seeing the art, and the designers coming with, there was just luxury and luxe, okay, and that really pulled me to this is what I want to do, you know. And of course, I should mention that my father was a furniture maker. And so we are coming in a lineage of furniture making, from interiors, right? So we have a very famous showroom, House Beautiful. So it was, my dad had got his name and his entire thing from there. And of course, so maybe that was there in my bloodline. So I was inclined to do that. So my eldest sister took me to the LS Raheja because I didn't want to leave my commerce. So I did diploma for 3 years. So while my 15th, I had the finals of both. I had commerce finals and my interiors finals. Both were together. So one day I used to go and give my commerce paper, and then I used to go and give my interiors paper. That's how I was, and I really enjoyed it. A lot of hard work, but it was all fun for me because I never took things seriously. Cut to, after finishing all this, I realized, I went to my dad's office and I was treated like beta. So I knew I'm getting nowhere. So then I said, no, I need to take a job. And then I realized 1,500 you're getting. and 2000. So I said, नहीं मुझे इतना कम पैसा नहीं चाहिए. Cut to I went into an completely travel line.
Okay.
I was with WNS because in my 12th I had done an IITC course. So I think I had done all the possible courses, you know, during I was doing my commerce because I didn't know where I wanted to go. So yes, for 5 years I was with WNS. So nothing related to interiors, nothing at all. And then again, I got up and said, this is, they kept asking in the appraisals, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? I could see nothing. I could see nothing. And that's when I realized, we बार-बार वही पूछ रहे और जवाब है ही नहीं हमारे पास. So I said, I need to, so I said, I need to leave. So that's when I just left. And I joined one very small office of an architect. And my first paycheck, when it came, I really cried to what I was getting in the corporate. But that's where my journey began. Okay. And from there, that architect was planning to go to Dubai to work further. So he is the one who told me, I didn't know which designers also to apply to. So he's the one, he put me on to that Netarwala Ibara. Okay, and I saw her and I said, yeah, I want to go here. You know. And she was fantastic. That was the best decision ever in my life. That was a turning point for me. And I still, with all due respect, she is my mentor. Whatever I am today, I can't tell you whether it is details, whether it is the finesse, it is all because of her. Like, she really treated us like her babies, and she would scold, she would yell like her own. Because she treated us like her own, so we learned the hard way, but it's still working for us, you know, and I can't thank her enough. And I was under Firoza and love her, just love her. I have nothing much to say. And of course, she taught us what Luxe is. She taught us what are the best homes in Bombay and how she created them. Yeah. So, not everybody is so lucky to get exposed to that kind of, you know, that kind of spaces and that kind of freedom of spending. Yeah. Okay, we don't get that opportunity. Whatever you say, whatever the designers are struggling, we are glad that we got that exposure. So from there, my journey was far more easier. Okay, so because I was in the same circle, because I was in the same, so it was easy for me to move on to next. Of course, I worked with Urban Studio, that is Pranit Nath, for some time. He is also a brilliant architect. Okay, and his designs are absolutely, you feel you're in some space or something, and it's different. It's absolutely different. For him, there are no dimensions of straight lines. Everything will be either curved or it'll be chamfered. It'll be bizarre. So, coming from a disciplined thing, I got this little pump of you can experiment differently. Okay, so I did Trilogy with him. That's the Sea Princess nightclub. That had all those LED lights and the chamfered, so facets I learned from him. So this was a lethal combination for my growing. Okay, where I got absolutely complete straight line, disciplined, you know, self-sufficient kind of a thing. And one was the whacked out stuff. Like, we've used even mirrors in the bathroom and shower. I said, how is this possible? But he was using it, you know. So it was that, yeah, it was that crazy. So for him, everything was a nightclub. So his clients also were young and they were okay to use this stuff. Like Firoza would have never ever said no completely, you know, to the client. But yeah, and that's how it began. I got a break from one project to the other, and that's how. So it's more of word of mouth. So then you're in that circle and that niche, and I'm very comfortable, and I'm happy. They are happy, I'm happy. So it's more passion. It's not something that I'm working for, earning money and a big company. Yeah. I love my niche, and I'm very, very happy and comfortable. Touch wood, I can't be more grateful.
So you're doing it. You're in the comfort zone, so that's the reason.
Touch wood. God has been kind. God has been kind.
Speaking about comfort zone and design, see, every office shapes you in a way. And now you might have, I mean, that's because we see it in your work. You have developed your own design philosophy, your own design skill. Yeah. What is your design philosophy, if you want to put it in words?
So first, it is a client's home. It's not my house. So the client's home, it's more reflecting their personality. I don't have one fixated look that you enter and say, oh, Saiqua has done this project. All my projects vary differently. Okay, because they're showcasing my clients' tastes. Okay, of course, I am there to guide them that this is the parameter that we should be in. And of course, with their touch, we tweak it to make it more practical, more ergonomical, and more sustainable. So these are the most prime things for me. to look at. Okay, when I'm doing, a client can ask for a moon, right? But we need to get them down to reality that when you're using it, this is the functionality and this is the durability. चाहिए तो मैं बना दूंगी, मगर ये आपको 1 साल ही लगने वाला है, ये टूट जाएगा. So that's what we need to teach them and tell them. Okay, complete shunning them off and saying no, it's not possible, it's unfair. Because it's their dream home, right? I will do it and move, they are going to live in it. So if they are not liking that table, it's not right on my part to force it that no, it's stick on it that they sofa ke sath yahi acha lagega. No, it's okay, change it. So that's why I'm saying it's a journey. I don't take many projects. I take very few in a year so that I am completely glued with my client. So with their journey, it's my journey too. It's my baby too. So for my fundas are very different. I don't know what the world is doing, but I'm happy with what I am doing. And for me, that end product should be to my satisfaction, equally to my client satisfaction. And I'm just not saying it. It's actually, this is the way I am working. So I am not lined up. I will choose my projects, who I'm doing it for, and I'll give my utmost time to it.
Okay.
So that's how it is. So nothing fixated.
Okay. I think that we can put it in words like it's a very versatile way of design philosophy that you have.
Yeah,
I think you can do
completely.
everything, to neoclassical, to minimalism.
Completely.
If you're picked and put in any situation, you can design that whole space.
So like currently, if I tell you, one of my clients, like around 10 years ago, I did one project of theirs and it was completely classical. All right. And now cut to, I have again doing the same project for the client. They've taken a flat below, like in the same building. And this time they were clear that they wanted it completely straight line. We are bored with our things because they have couple of flats in the same building of their relatives and everyone, that we don't want the same look. So this time it's completely different. It's completely straight line. The husband is asking me, Lux dikhega na, Lux dikhega. I say, I will not leave till Lux nahi dikhega. So don't worry. So now that's the way it is. So again, it's the same person, but the demand is different.
The taste
choice
is different. Everything is different.
So they are also moving with time, right? तब वो था उनका era of using classical. अब उनको straight line modern चाहिए. So that's how it is. So
I think
now
people have started traveling and they get mature over a period of time. And
you see in the hotels how it is and all. They are in the A grade places and then they want the similar neat, clean. कि अभी we are not wanting to do that safai. You don't make these curves and these carving and all. कौन safai करेगा? So it's going more clean, straight lines, but the same person. So that's how it is, So then again, they've hired me, although they knew that I have done a classical home, but the challenge is that they want a straight line and they know it will be achievable, right? So what is important is your relationship with that person.
it's coming to that, yeah.
So that's how they have still got me back on the project.
Comfort is important.
Not because it is, I have a particular style. It's because I can achieve it with them. It's a very joint thing, So we are always glued together. It's not one-sided. So that's clearly I can tell you this is.
I think it is very important for the client to be comfortable with the design. Otherwise, it becomes it is not something. Not even the client. The entire team has to be comfortable with the designer because
Definitely.
I think I normally tell this, but a designer or architect is a ringmaster, and everyone has to follow. That's there. Speaking about people management or anything, everyone has to follow the whole lead. And if you're comfortable with that person, that is the only time you'll follow that person.
I think the comfortable is the one thing what we all agree on. Second, we were to ask you about how you convince the client to use a specific product or a newer product and break their monotony of an old aged used product which is there been since ages, because there are a lot of new products in the market wherein they are not aware or exposed to. Rather, you are more exposed about those products because you have been going to exhibitions, you have been traveling around the world. So your exposure, your ideology then come into the picture. So cut to that, how you convince them without hampering their ideology or their design aspect. How do you do it? I mean, that's what we need to understand.
So A is a trust factor. The very fact I'm hired is for my honesty, right? So they completely trust you with this thing that what I am, and with all honesty, when I am doing work, I will really put my utmost when I'm offering something also to them. Okay, it is going to be for their benefit. It's nothing to do with my benefit. Again, I'm repeating, it's their home. So when I am saying that this is a good material to be used and I am safe and sound about this, there's not much to do. It's
all
just
about the trust factor.
completely. They don't doubt
They don't
my
doubt
suggestions.
your
No,
suggestions
they
or
don't.
anything.
They don't. I have touchwood not experienced something like that at all, but I have to be convinced before I bring
Yeah,
that to
100%,
them, right?
for sure.
So when I will do that homework,
Your confidence is important
Yeah.
for the client.
Yeah.
The client should feel that
and
you are
I
confident.
should be 100% sure. You know, for me, it's first is me who's going to do that R&D and that homework, and then only once I'm convinced, I don't want to call chepo anything. Karne ke liye. That's not my funda. You know, and these houses now, what I'm talking about, like for this example also, after 11 years they're coming, their houses as is. I've told them, have you all used this house ever? So you know, it's like that, it's as is maintained. So that's what I need to, it's when I see that, I realize I have to be even better.
Yeah.
Okay, that I have to give them products which will last them. So I have to do the R&D. There's nothing to convince them. The minute I have shown that this is this, they will just choose the patterns. One question they ask me, Saiqua, you're sure now? That's it.
That's really nice.
That's all that they do.
So basically, you need to be convinced.
I need to be convinced.
Yeah.
So
that
I
is
am
the-
their face.
You are their face.
For that 5-6 months, I am their face.
Got it.
So that's
convincing is not an issue. It's
no.
about the trust on the product
Yeah.
and how the product is
Right,
basically
right.
nothing else.
And of course, we want to give the client the best quality, right? So
Speaking about trust and the whole, you know, because of with the conversation I'm understanding, you're too much inclined towards the client when it comes to designing their house. When you take up a project and when you're sitting, because every client that walks in with, he will have something in his mind that this is how the house, this is the house that I want. You first understand the client and then you design the space, or you understand from the client and then do a Reiki and then pick up material. So your material is finalized first, or your design is finalized first. What is that? What is your
my
take on
design is finalized first.
this? Okay.
And then I will choose accordingly what's best suited material. And of course, today Pinterest is available. You've got so many apps available for clients to do their homework. I feel that's a very great thing, okay? And it's very good that they know what they want, okay? Earlier it used to be very difficult, keep showing options and options and options, and फिर भी बोलते नहीं ये नहीं मटेरियल, ये नहीं मटेरियल. बहुत हमको प्रोसेस लगता था उनको कन्विंस करने के लिए एक रूम के लिए. Today when I see these young, especially teenagers and these kids, the new Gen Zs and all, they are thorough with what they want and no budging. So I say, why you've just done my work so easy, you know. So nothing. Jahan thoda bahut. So of course, then in their rooms, I will be coming in where my start and end points are and what color palettes are more suited for them. They will give me anything. वो एक wall दे रहे हैं ना, बाकी 3 को कौन connect करेगा? तो उसके लिए I will be there to doing that. So that's how. But then their ideas are always there. Then it's a challenge. If I'm not liked it, then it's homework for me to convince them for better ideas. So then I will be removing more references and everything to convince them कि ये छोड़ दो, आप ये देखो. So now you're working in those lines. So it's actually a starting point for me. कि अच्छे I am understood कि इनका ये look and feel है, इनको ये पसंद है. फिर उनको थोड़ा you will bring them to more modern or more anywhere they're inclined to one path. Then you do a fusion. तो वो भी खुश है, हम भी हमारे lines and parameters are matching. So then that's the way we work.
So which means that you design first and understand the psyche, and then you let's say if there's a material called crema muffle that's there on your design. So first you'll put as a reference of crema muffle, then you look for the product which is a crema muffle which is equally good in terms of putting on a project.
Yeah.
We just touched down on a point which was Pinterest and the apps available. I think that's where now the generation that we are in, it's all augmented reality and AI and so many things are happening now. How do you, I mean, first my question is, are you in sync with these things? Because you know, you press a button and then you get like 500 layouts of a site.
Yeah, I know. But that's confusing, I feel, for these poor people. At least उन्होंने एक बंदे को लिया and they're trusting and they know 5 options में से. अब मैं 500 में से तो कोई भी confuse हो जाएगा. अगर even if I have to design and you're showing me 500, I'll not know what to design, right? I feel is very, very confusing. Of course, everything too much is bad for you, right? So you can use it sensibly, of course, if you want to. But I still feel you need the designer. Again, I'm saying you will like one wall. What happens to the remaining? There will be a corner, there will be an offset, there will be one column in somewhere. What do you do with it? So how much AI is giving, I have no clue. I don't know how it is used, but we are still there.
And we will be
No,
there.
I think
So-
the human,
and our work
human
will
touch
still go
will
on.
never go. AI will be there,
Yeah.
but the human touch cannot go. I mean, the emotions, what
Yeah,
you
that can never go.
that can never go. You can sit with
Now,
an
where will you take that AI to Bharat Furnishing and choose your cushion covers and all? I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they are sending it from somewhere. I don't know how it works. Yeah.
It can give you an idea of how the things can happen, but how things will happen is that journey.
Yeah,
that the
they are
client has to
showing
take.
you a particular color. उसको जाके कहाँ तुम बॉम्बे में कौन सी मार्केट में ढूंढने जा रहे हो? Which store you're going? You're going to Pride, you're going to D Decor, you're going to Bharat Furnishing, you're going to Atmosphere. I don't know. All कितने सारे elemento, so many places. Where will you get that cushion? Sarita Handa. So for that you will need someone who's in the line, right, and tell you that okay, this is available in this particular store. We are going in exhibitions. We know these stores in and out. We are moving around day in day out. तो ये इनको कौन बताएगा? AI तो थोड़ी जाके या उनके पास वो भी सिस्टम है. I don't know.
अब तक तो मैंने नहीं
अब
देखा.
तक तो नहीं है.
I have no clue, but I think it's a very long process because ours is a very vast thing, and it's a home. It's a big house that you are doing. Every corner is looked at. तो उसको time है. I don't have time to think about it.
Speaking about AI, I'll again touch back to the same topic that we're discussing. Some part of AI is still integrated in our system. वो slowly आ ही रहा है. I think that's we are adapting to the whole thing. By be it a simple app as background removal. Are these apps helpful when it comes to the whole design philosophy, or they are not? This is my question, because there are new things which are coming up.
Of course, there's so many. Even like when we started with AutoCAD, then you had Photoshop. Now you have so many SketchUp. There are so many improvise in that also. Even in Photoshop, we are removing half things and uska stool le rahe and then we are showing it to the client.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So वो तो हो ही रहा है.
Okay.
Okay, now you're having it a little more in detail, little more finesse, little. So improvising हो ही रहा है technology and हम use कर रहे हैं and हम करते रहेंगे. I'm not saying no, but कितना हमको वो लेना है? Like what they are saying, like options when you spoke about. Full dana, full houses, वो options can get very confusing because you'll keep searching. अच्छा हाँ, I like this, but let me see more. And then ultimately you will go down to asking an expert, what do you think? Because वो तब तक he's tired.
Yeah.
So you will use it. I'm not saying even I will be looking forward to using it in some way or the other. But how much is that we need to understand?
Correct.
Yeah. So there's a limit, I think, that we are talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
For
There's a
everything,
certain
yeah.
limit where you can use the
Yeah.
same AI and other integrated material, where it is helpful in terms of designs and other perspective.
Right.
But at the end, you need a designer or an architect to build in your home and curate it as one. Is what I feel like, as one whole space.
I think, Sharan bhai, I'm agreeing to what you're saying, and that after a point, it becomes very important to use these apps because it makes your life easier also.
Yeah.
Like earlier, back in the days, we remember that if you want to remove a background of a simple thing, that brush tool, and then you have to erase the entire thing. वो edges पे से बराबर निकल रहा है, and it was so difficult to do that. And currently we just have a click, just click it, and I think the generation that we see now, they will not know the pain of using that DOS system and then that pixelated screen. It is very easy. I agree.
Is, yeah.
Speaking about apps, what is your take on social media?
Okay, I'm very way behind on this,
Okay.
and I don't know much about it, and
Still.
I'm always okay, and I'm still not well versed, and I'm still learning, and I think one needs to be present in today's time. One needs to be seen, which I always thought was not important, and but that's what is working today, and we have to work with time. And I'm realizing that. So in these 10 years, I only worked, and I thought that. So I never looked at this social media because it never crossed my mind, and I don't understand. There's some things you understand, some things you don't understand.
I'm with you.
Now, this is one part I don't understand. So it's not my comfort zone. So I keep pushing it away, and that's how I lost so many years. Okay, and while the new Gen Zs, वो उनका एक ही project हुआ और वो इतना बड़ा हो गया क्योंकि वही दिख रहा है, right? So but that's great for them, and they got the knack of it, and I didn't, and I lost time on that, and I don't want to do that now. So I am also slowly getting there like a
Correct.
tortoise. I am not there yet, but ठीक है, because I am more inclined to working.
I agree.
Yeah.
But अभी ये भी हमको करना है साथ ही साथ, तो
Yeah,
we are doing coffee with Karan.
तो हमारे लिए भी वही है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, you know?
Exactly.
I think I
That's
agree
how
with
I'm
what Ram
here.
said. Yeah. I think I agree to an extent where earlier, you know, there was a very general कहावत used to be, काम करोगे ना तो ऑटोमेटिक काम आएगा. अब हो गया काम दिखाओगे ना तो काम आएगा. That's what has
Seriously,
become now.
100%, 110%. ये अब भी मेरे भेजे में जा रहा है. I'm slow but getting there. Yeah.
It's good to start. I think
Yeah.
it's very important to start off with things.
And I want to be with what the times
Time
are.
is,
अपना पकड़ के बैठोगे तो it's not of any use. And I'm excited, and I like what other people do. It inspires me. How they do it, I just find it fascinating.
Which is one project which fascinates you, which is very close to your heart, which you will remember till you die? Any
Really?
one project?
That's so hard.
I know
for
you
me.
have loads, but you know, there is one project that might
That changed your life.
changed
maybe.
your life,
Yeah.
or you learned
Taught you
something, or
something.
there is something, you know.
So changed my life, but if I'm going to talk about that, but I don't have pictures of those sites.
It's okay.
It's okay.
That's all right,
It's okay.
right?
It's
Because
okay.
most of my clients have not. वो टाइम था कि वो लोग नहीं अलाउ करते थे, उनका ताजमहल बन गया है तो वो दिखना नहीं चाहिए, वो सिस्टम भी I've gone
Someone
through.
will copy.
Yeah, they were really very possessive about it. Same ताजमहल concept, अच्छा मेरे हाथ नहीं काटे, मगर pictures allowed नहीं थे तो. So when I told you after Pranatnath, when I got a project, it was a 6,000 square feet house at Napensi Road. I'm just telling you the background. For me to do it all alone, it was she was a single lady and very demanding on her likes and dislikes and everything. And to convincing her was also one challenge. And I think most of my clients, I don't want to take names, they are well versed with, and they travel the world. तो उनका जो प्रिसिशन एंड विजन है ना, वो बहुत अलग है, एंड आप उनको कुछ भी लो लेवल पे नहीं चालू कर सकते हो. तो यू हैव टू रियली वर्क हार्ड एंड शो समथिंग वेरी एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी सो दैट दे से यस वी लाइक इट. एंड वो उनका ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करना मुझे 1-2 महीने लगते हैं, एंड दैट्स व्हेन देन दे बैक ऑफ एंड दे साइका डू इट. सो वो 2 महीने मेरे जो है बिगनिंग के, इट इज़ लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क. Okay, and for me, and it's a lot for me to understand the client. When they are talking, when they are showing, I'm only observing. Okay, I am not blabbering. I am just grasping what I can from them. वो मेरे को दिखाते रहेंगे, अपना घर दिखाएंगे, अपना बाथरूम दिखाएंगे जिसमें रह रहे, because they want exact same comfort back again. So like that, this one, come back to the thing. So she was this lady, and she gave me this break. It was very sweet of a former common friend. I got it. Okay, so he was a tie-up to get me that project, and the trust she had in him that he introduced. Okay, and she gave me this project to do, and it was a complete sea-facing house. And that lady, she was young, and she was open to new ideas, she was open to new funky stuff. And of course I came out of Pranatnath, so of course that element was there. Okay, and at the same time my roots Feroza I would never forget, so of course I had to tie to that. So that was a huge break for me. Okay, and I penetrated into South Bombay through that lady. And when that housewarming party happened, I mean, I can't thank Allah on this part that everyone was just, I'm still a nobody. Okay, and then to bilkul bhi kuch nahi tha, because that was my first project. And everyone was just asking around who's done the house. I can't tell you the happiness that I had. And at some point, someone said she's done it. Those people came to take my card. You know, I didn't even have a card. Okay, and I mean, it was so in that moment. And that was my turning point. That project was a huge success for me. And I got formed there a lot of projects. And that's how then, alhamdulillah, things worked for me, you know. I still remember that housewarming, you know, it was crazy. It was just, and everyone, khuspus, and they didn't know me. So, किसने किया है, you know, ये तो अच्छा किया है. And I was going around and seeing till someone told that she's the one who's done it, you know. Yeah, so that was my beautiful moment, and I will never forget that. And I will never forget her also, and the friend who gave me that opportunity. So I don't forget this thing. I want to tell you all one incident of कहाँ कौन कब काम आएगा, you will never know. I'll just tell you. So my sofa maker, okay, he makes my sofas and all, and many times मैं उनको काम देती थी जो मेरे लिंक भी नहीं था, दूसरे आर्किटेक्ट्स को भी इंट्रोड्यूस करा दिया था क्या, ही इज़ अ गुड गाय, ही इज़ अ गुड गाय, एंड अलहमदुलिल्लाह ही हैड लॉट ऑफ वर्क थ्रू मी. वंस ही जस्ट रैंडमली केम टू मी एंड ही कॉल्ड मी, ऐसा आप एक प्रोजेक्ट करोगे? आई सेड हाँ करूँगी. तो ही सेइंग वो बहुत अच्छे हैं, आपको उनके साथ ओल्ड आर्किटेक्ट है मगर वो संभाल नहीं पा रहे मैडम को, उनके डिमांड्स को, तो आप कर दोगे क्या? एंड आई सेड या मैं कर दूँगी. सो ही सेड अच्छा मैंने क्या है, मैं आप उनको मिलो. आई मेट दैट सर in Starbucks, and he told me, and that phase I had just lost my dad 3-4 months and I had taken a big break, so I was not working, I was in that zone, and this he met me and I was okay to take any project up. So when he
Just
met
to keep
me,
your mind busy.
yeah,
That's the phase
because
you go.
I was just coming out of that loss,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to pump into a new project. So he spoke to me, what he spoke I didn't understand, क्योंकि मैं फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड नहीं थी, मेरे दिमाग में मैं यही लेके गई थी जो भी प्रोजेक्ट है मैं कर लूँगी, so it's okay. So when he said that it is Imperial Towers, the Twin Towers, so when he said Imperial Towers I said I'm in the right place, so no problem, अभी जो बोलते बोलते दो. You know, your few checklists are met, ऐसा हाँ ठीक है whatever he's saying
सब चलेगा.
सब चलेगा. सी वर्क में मेरे को प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, किसके साथ करना है मुझे वो भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सो यू नो, बट विच लोकेशन वे वो मुझे प्रॉब्लम है. सो व्हेन आई सेड येस एंड ऑल, एंड I don't want to take the client's name, but there was one of the big guys and he gave me the surname of the person and he said which company that person works in. Okay, मैं कुछ सुनी, मैं सुनी भी नहीं कौन था client. Okay, and I came back and I went and told my friend. So he said, which project you got and what you did and all. So I said, no, in 20 hours I've got it and all. And this is the surname. So he said, what's the first name? So I said, I don't know. I think this. He said, do you even know whose project are you doing? I said, I don't know. And they made a joke out of me because that person was so huge and I didn't even know, and I got it through who? A sofa guy. Okay, that was also a breaking point for me to do that kind of that huge client to get. So I have little feathers on my cap. Of course, I can't feature those projects, but I'm saying, कहाँ से आए? Like if I would have just shunned that man, के क्या देगा?
Yeah, or if you would have been rude to that guy, so he would have
Not even rude, not
ever-
paying attention also is one
Yeah.
thing. Like ठीक है यार, आया है बोल रहा है, ठीक है होता होगा. हाँ.
He didn't know anything. Okay, and I went there and I met that senior sir also, and he was also really old and all. I'm telling you, मैं कुछ समझी नहीं वो क्या बोल रहे हैं, मुझे कुछ समझा नहीं, सिर्फ इंपीरियल टावर समझा. That's all I heard.
ये सही है.
ये सही है. फिर अभी किधर भी गिरेगी no problem. So it is.
Nice.
So yeah, so you in your journey now, who you help and who returns it back and how, you should just keep doing, just keep working, and I just feel with honesty. There's no scope for this double standard, and it's slow, but I'm telling you it's worthwhile. It's all right. I don't know what others are doing. I'm sure everybody's working in their own ways, but I think at least if I walk out when of this fraternity, whenever, I'll be happy. So I'm good to go. It's like that.
So basically, no baggage at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So being honest
Yeah.
with people, working around with a friendly way to everyone,
Yeah.
and with respect. I think that's where.
Yeah. See, value systems are very important. If your values are in place now, फिर तुमको कुछ भी रोकेगा नहीं, and तुम्हारा जो तुम्हारा है तुमको मिलेगा. Like we believe very strongly, whatever is your नसीब का, you will get it. I cannot take yours. You can't take mine. So when these fundas are clear, competition is not on your way. दूसरा jealousy is not on your way. कौन क्या कर रहा है doesn't matter, because तुम अपना path जो create हुआ है and you will walk on that only. अब Instagram पे कौन किसको अवार्ड मिल रहा है, किसको कौन से शो में क्या मिल रहा है, it doesn't matter to me, because वो उसकी journey, great, good for that person, you know, and I'm great and happy for that person. But me coming down, so many times I hear a lot of my other colleagues also who are in the same fraternity, oh, that person got this and that person doesn't deserve it, or this, you know, these things, and then you have some kind of these negative energies
I
that you're
agree.
creating,
I agree.
you know, and for that some moment then you feel that अरे मैं कितना पीछे, मगर क्यों feel करना है ऐसा? So this Instagram, you can learn also and you achieve a lot and inspire. At the same time, it's a downer. Like how you see holidays, everybody's holidaying. You feel,
हाँ.
अरे सब खुश है, मैं इस
Suddenly
हाँ,
Maldives
मैं
चालू होगा तो ऐसा लगेगा कि पूरी
हाँ.
दुनिया Maldives में ही है. We don't know anything about that place.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then you feel like, oh God, यही सब मजे कर रहे हैं, मेरी लाइफ क्या? You know, so but कोई रोते हुए फोटो निकालता है? कोई नहीं निकालता, हंसते हुए निकालता है ना फोटो. तो you'll only see the happy side, but you have to understand the same person has his own emotions and all. Similarly, in your work, you have some ups, you have some downs. It's all right.
I think we should not come at a point where we have a FOMO. It's
Yeah, that's
fear
a
of
big thing. Yeah, it's a
missing
big
out.
thing. It's
Oh
a
my
big
God,
thing.
it's a very
Yeah,
big
It's a
thing.
big thing. I agree
This
with what
person
you're
is
saying.
doing that.
Yeah.
Why I'm not doing it? I think that's what it boils down to. We should not have
It's a big thing today, and that's how you all see this presence also being there, being everywhere. ये भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. Yes, I understand you need to be there, but now I cannot be in every party. काम कौन करेगा फिर? You know, but why are these people doing this also? Maybe it could be because of this FOMO part also. Okay, and it's not that the new generation also who are coming in, this is just not the part. They are these people who have already achieved something and then they are doing this, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So पहले तुम वो journey तो come चलो, and then come to this part. You all are only seeing the good part, the end part, but they have also given 15-20 years
Agreed.
अपनी life के दिए होंगे
Agreed.
to
100%.
come and to be
Yeah,
recognized, right? So yeah, it's not what it shows now, the end product. One should not just be holding that. They have to look back of
how their journey is.
how their journey was and
Yeah.
how they came here.
I think that is why we have started with KYAD.
I know that's this
That's
is when I was also reaching to the same
yeah,
part.
I think that's the same thing.
Yeah.
That know your architect and designer.
Yeah.
Right.
So whomsoever is watching us,
Yeah.
the young people or any other from the same fraternity or different fraternity,
Yeah.
so they are well aware that the person sitting with us, what's their journey is all about.
True. Of
What
course.
is the
That
journey
500
of-
rupee, pay.
Yeah,
and then
oh
those
my
things are
God, that
very
was the
important.
biggest
those,
thing for
yeah,
me,
like
yeah.
the change
See,
and turnovers. for
value for money, and वो time पे 500 was a very big amount.
agree.
You know, so what I'm talking about was in 97, 98.
I think 500
Okay.
was a big thing.
It was a huge
It
thing.
was a
I'm
huge
giving
thing.
you the year because you understand that it is way back then.
Correct.
Okay.
I think the inflation now that we have, that point in time you used to get houses in the outskirts of Mumbai. You used to get houses in 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh rupees at that point in
Yeah.
time. Currently that houses will be what 1 crore now.
Yeah.
That you can
Yeah.
make a
You
judgment
can-
of
yeah.
how much 500 rupees
Yes.
was worth at that point in time.
Exactly. So, and that's how, and they could afford it, they could spend it, so that this line is here. You were getting both segments. You're getting luxury, you're getting the celebrity feel, and you're getting to work also. So I must tell you, my mom was in the films.
Yeah?
Of course, in my
Wow.
blood there is little bit of films also.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of course, so then I'm getting both of it. So my father was a furniture maker. My
Yeah.
mom was
Was
in
a-
films. So
yeah.
I'm in between. Here I'm with you all.
A lot of designers who are just doing parties, and this is what I see online also. Someone is throwing a party, some launch is happening, something is happening, and there's a lot of people who are just going for the launches and all. What is your take? Of course, you might also be invited to all these things, but I've not seen you majorly at a lot of places.
So frankly, I'm not invited in most of the places. Okay, I'll be up, but I'm very happy I'm not invited. It's all right. Some places I am, with due respect, I go. Some places I don't go.
Okay, why did you don't go? Is my question. When you have to pick and you don't want to go,
I think I can't do short, lose conversation just for the heck of it. I need to know the people.
okay.
Okay, and just being there. As I mentioned to you, I'm trying. I am trying.
She's slowly, steadily
I am
getting.
trying
I think that
if
social
I
world,
can. Yeah,
Yeah,
if I can, थोड़ा बहुत what you're saying to be noticed इस हिसाब से, yes. Otherwise, it doesn't excite me.
Okay.
And as a person, I'm more introverted. Even with friends, for them to convince me to go out for party, I've lost excuses. They know it all. अरे कभी सर दुख रहा है, कभी पेट दुख रहा है, इसे हम सुन नहीं रहे. They tell me medicine साथ में चलो. Yeah, I'm that bad. So now imagine friends के साथ मेरा ये हाल है, तो मैं कहाँ कोई stranger की party में खड़ी रहूँगी.
So to pull you out of home
pull
is
me,
difficult.
yeah, it's difficult. If it is work and I am getting something and then anything to do with work, I will still put the effort. तुम अगर मेरे को normal friends में बोलो, I have a long list of excuses to give. And if I've reached also, I'm waiting. कभी क्या excuse बोलूँ बाहर जाने का. So that's how bad I am.
I know the title of podcast now.
So here also I am because of work.
No, which is a good thing. I think with KYAD, the whole idea was not about, because we see a lot of people calling designers and architects, and they're hosting them, and it's all about product. this is what we
Yeah.
came up with, and we thought that it is we want to give that honor to people who are, because one point in time you see it's majorly like frontline worker job, you know, because it is not respected that much in terms of architects and designer, but you guys are shaping things which next generation will enjoy. It is a very important thing to focus on interior designers and architects, and now this has become a profession. It's a full-time profession to people. Earlier, it was someone else is doing something else, and this is also happening. Now it's a full. People have understood, because it's majorly because of traveling. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the thing which is happening with people. People have started traveling, and now they know they can't do things on their own. पहले मम्मी या डैडी बन जाते थे डिजाइनर घर में, एक कारपेंटर आता था घर में, and that's how the designing used to happen in normal houses. And I think 5-7 साल पहले तक भी lot of people were doing that. Now people want to have an architect or a designer to shape things the way that they want. So KYAD gives you that insight. I think
Yeah.
this is very important for your journey, how you reach there, what's your design philosophy. I think that was required.
We were looking through your profile, we went through that, and we really loved project, I think, which was at Nepean Road. So would you put some limelight on that?
The one, there are quite a few I've done in that. I'm thinking you're talking about the Rambha. I've done on the
Yes.
14th floor. There are quite a few I have done in that building, but this is really very close to my heart in a way that it evolved very in a minimalistic form and a very, very smooth and beautifully. So if you see in this, your entry only, one of the most crucial point, at least I can tell you in this project, was that as you entered the apartment, there were many doors. There were 2 doors in a line to a bedroom, and then there was a servants area door and a kitchen door. So there, as you enter, there were at least 4 to 5 doors. So of course, I didn't want those doors to be like seen respectively as you enter, because that is where your lounge area, you're entering a home. That's a pathway, right? And it needs to be decorated. So that was one challenge, and it turned out very beautiful. That the left hand side, the 2 bedrooms what were there, we did panelings. Okay, the doors were flushed in, and then we even put metal panels, okay, in a C shaped with lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you entered, those lights lit up. So that what that gave you one character also. And of course, on the right side there was a servants area. I didn't want that servants door to be seen, so we paneled it with mirror, and we put a console. So when you saw, you didn't see in that paneling where your door opened. There only it's the client who knew which is the
Correct,
entry
yeah.
and exit
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
door. Okay, so that was one very well curated thing. It happened for us, and it even acted as a pathway where I told you the lights lit up,
Yeah.
and you entered into your huge living room and the dining space. And this house was like all these houses over there are overlooking the sea. Some portion of the house will be overlooking the sea. So, and has a lot of natural light, and you like to play with it, with the light.
Yeah.
They wanted a swing. The swing turned up very beautifully. Even I like, if you'll see in the detail of a shot, a TV panel. Okay, over there I did wooden strip lights,
Yeah.
and continuing even onto your lower unit, TV unit. And that all would light up together. There you don't see the break, you don't see anything. It's very, very beautifully workmanship created, and that was a unique design that we created for this client. So like that, this project turned up very minimalistic, very straight line. At the same time, it had that little fusion also.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
seen the images,
So
and I think
even
it's
the in the dining area, there's a full fretwork metal jali,
Okay.
and that I don't have a shot of that, but that slides, and inside is the mandir. So they were Jain clients. They didn't want light. They wanted a closed mandir.
Yeah.
Okay, so we made a cabinet, a wardrobe thing. At the same time, we did this fretwork with mirror backing so that you don't see through and see the idol. Okay, but whenever they were using it, they would just slide it, and then you operate and then shut it. So it was so those little things really changed things. The girls' room, we got a beautiful pink onyx. Okay, so that pink onyx I used in the basin counter, lit it up, okay, in a pattern, and there was some of it left because we had to take a big slab. So I used it in her walk-in area,
Yeah.
the counter again, which is the bed back of her bed.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
also we lit it up. So these little details where you're using wood, you're using marble, and then you're lighting it up, it all turns up into some character and some element there. So these little nitbits, a lot done. At the same time, it's subtle,
Yeah.
as well as it is seen as a there is some work done. You
There's
know?
an element or there's a
Yeah.
hook to it,
Right.
which keeps you connected
Right.
to your design.
Yeah. So very tastefully done. We retain these clients marble,
Okay.
Okay.
but our challenge was to. So it was an old beige marble. They kept asking me, should we change it? Should we change it? But it was in a good condition. So I didn't give them that option that change it. Changing is very easy, but it was a full house and it was not required anywhere. So the challenge was their windows. So that was a cream marble, okay, and then of course मेरे को वो marble I think very faint Perlato Sicilia, very good quality one, less charactered, more beige, and we were not getting that marble because वो बहुत ही पुराना marble था. So we fused it with travertine. So the windows, all the windows, we fused it with a nice beige travertine. So there was a fusion of beige, but as well as there was a lot of character in the window. So that also blended so beautifully, like it was a part of it, and that marble looked new. Once we polished it and all, it looked like we've just purchased a new marble. So saving clients money and a way that ये चीज़ें यूज़ हो सकती है.
Not required to
Not
spend.
required. You know, इतना तुमको डालना, and they gave me the option. But I said it was not needed, and they are happy with that decision. Till date, touch wood, God has been kind that वो सब सही है and it is blended well, beautifully. So, and like clients were very clear that they wanted minimalistic, they wanted straight line, they wanted the nude finishes. So we worked on those lines. They just give you these knit bits and all, and then it's easy for us to pick up and finish it off. So this is one of a very comfortable site for me that I did.
There's a thing with architects and designer. I think you have studied it over the years, right? We see a lot of historical places which are there since ages. I'm not talking about current historical places. I'm talking about pyramids and all. What is your take? Because a lot of people speak about that. You know, aliens ne banaya, isne kiya, usne kiya. What is what? कुछ तो होगा दिमाग में because you've studied it. For us, it's
studied, like it's an art. For us, it is like an. आप एक म्यूजियम में वॉक इन करो भाई, ये तो किसने बनाया?
हाँ.
How beautifully made. You know, at the end, it's an art. तब कौन इतना सोचता था कि मैं इतना nitty-gritty में जाके
नहीं, अच्छा, I'll explain this. I'll
Perfect.
tell you about in this, what you call, in Spain, when in Barcelona, okay, the famous architect Gaudi, okay, अगर आप वहाँ जाओगे, everything is done and created by him. अगर आप उसके म्यूजियम में जाओगे, you go to the cathedral, आप गौर से देखो वो क्या कार्व किया, क्या बनाया. It's all inspiration of your surrounding. Okay, everything. He's taken flowers, he's taken turtles, he's taken reptiles, he's carved them, he's made those trees. वो स्पेन में वो ट्रीज ही उगती थी. इट्स नॉट दैट उसने जाके कहीं और एशियन कंट्री की ट्री डाली, उसने वहीं की डाली जो था. तो जो उसके सराउंडिंग, सो पीपल हैड टाइम. आई फील पीपल वर वेरी ऑब्जर्वेंट. आज हम क्या ऑब्जर्व करते हैं? गाड़ी में बैठे तो हम अपने फ़ोन में हैं, पैड में हैं. डू वी इवन सी क्या गुजरा हमारे साइड्स में? इवन फॉरगेट एनीथिंग, नेचुरल होर्डिंग्स भी नहीं दिखते अभी, बिकॉज यू आर ओनली इन योर फोन एंड वी आर गेटिंग मोर एंड मोर इन इट. पहले क्या था? यू यूज टू गो फॉर आउटिंग्स, यू यूज टू गो फॉर फील्ड ट्रिप्स, यू यूज टू गो इन नेचर. हु गोज इन नेचर टुडे? सब बोलते हैं, ओ इट्स टू डर्टी, ओ इट्स टू बैड. Very handful people are still connected to nature. So when you see Gaudi's anything, like I had gone to the museum and we saw so much, her chapter, I kept reading. The bottom of the line was, it was all nature. He just brought that together. Okay, so that was his inspiration. Now how they built it and how they did that, I don't know. Like even for the pyramids, if you say, I have been there, those blocks were huge. I couldn't even climb them. Okay, वो एक block
They've moved it. I've also been to the pyramids. I've
yes,
seen
they
it.
have moved it. Whatever I don't know what their precisions and the techniques were. Even वो they say जो जा रहा है and then the center point ना, मेरे तो समझ के बाहर है. मगर that is without scale, without anything. They were even taking the help of the stars. It's all with nature. तुम्हारे पास और कोई मैकेनिज्म ही नहीं है करने के लिए. तो जो हम चीज़ें छोड़ दिए हैं, when do we look at the stars? Because of the entire pollution, तुमको कौन सा स्टार दिखता है? और अगर दिखता भी तो इट्स इमटेरियल. किसको पड़ी है ऊपर देखने की? सबको पड़ी है कि आजू बाजू क्या हो रहा है. एग्जैक्टली. सो I think they were far more intelligent. Today, we've got very lazy. Very. So when you're seeing this AI, you're saying about these apps, ये क्या कर रहा है हमको? ये हमको सोचने को टाइम दे ही नहीं रहा है. We are picking up what is already made for you. While they didn't have that option, they picked up from what they could see in nature. So I think they were far more sharper.
I think when we speak about these subjects, they've taken like what this was going on in construction for 80 years, 100 years, and then you know the entire generation is taking care of the same thing, and then it's the only thing that they're doing. Then
Right.
there's a couple of monuments which are made in 100 years, and
Yes, yes. Even in this Gaudi one, this cathedral is just finished making. I don't remember the name. But yeah, it took so many years, 80, 90 years it's taken to complete. And they do it with so much passion. They do it with so much love. They do it with so much care. Right? Today, इतना नहीं है. It's so
आज
much
सबको सब चीजें fast
fast
चाहिए.
चाहिए, very materialistic, and it's next, move to the next, right? So वो पेश कहाँ है? That
Patience is not
patience
there.
is not there.
it's not there.
That's true.
So that's why जो वो बन गए.
So now this new segment that we're walking into is something which is a rapid fire round. It's designed in a way for someone to understand what kind of person you are. It's not in a way where I'm just asking you random questions. This will give the viewers also and someone who wants to collaborate and work with you, hire Saiqua Bilal for doing their house or work. They get an idea of what person you are. So this whole questions are designed in that way, and of course you win a hamper.
This is complete coffee with Karan वाला. वहाँ नहीं पहुँचे तो यहाँ तो पहुँच गए. कोई hamper मिल रहा है.
Perfect. So this is the first question I ask everyone. If your job title was a superhero name,
Superhero name. Spice Girls. I don't know. Superhero है? नहीं, Batman. क्या है? मुझे I'm so bad with all these Avengers. Yeah. I don't know. Give me names.
so you have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
Perfect. All right. Wonder Woman.
Karan Johar gave options. Yeah, come on.
इसलिए हम लोग नहीं
हम लोग
हैं.
नहीं दे रहे. Same हो जाएगा ना.
If your designs were a travel destination,
If my
designs,
हाँ.
what the spaces that you're designs were a travel destination, what would be the destination?
It would be any hill station or a mountain.
Anything in specific that you have in mind?
No, anything in the nature.
Okay.
Nothing, not Mediterranean, not in the beachy part, more in the mountains, anything, yeah. So, nothing specific, anywhere, whichever scenic place, yeah.
Why?
Because I love nature, yeah, and I'm more a mountain person. And I like wood, I love stones. So, creating anything on those lines is something I could just build something beautiful.
If your designs were a weather,
Which
what
weather?
Winter, cold.
What do you like about winter?
About winter, the temperature I like. I love snow. I love the white, and so it gives you a lot of vastness and openness. Of course, some people tend to take it as depression and sadness, but I somehow feel that vastness is so amazing that you. it
For me,
just
winter is
opens-
very cozy. You know, it's nice. It's like my vibe.
Yeah, I also love, and summer and all is too. Bombay में जी रहे हैं. So
जी रहे हैं.
so नहीं.
Do you feel that you need to have that zone of yours where your creativity comes? A lot of people are like, you're just living in a city which is hustling, bustling. You know, there's so much happening. Do you go for that creativity? Do you go to a place or a zen place that gives you?
Or maybe you require like your own space.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
What is your take on that?
So creativity for me is it can come up anywhere, and sometimes it comes up on site under major pressure. Okay. And sometimes it is in my house early in the morning. So generally I'm more a morning person. So whatever idea needs to come na eureka, it will only come till 12 o'clock. उसके बाद I'm fapping. Okay. So उसके बाद there is nothing much happening. फिर वो mundane हो रहा है जो हो रहा है. So जो होना होगा it will happen there. Otherwise under pressure. So it's a very teamwork thing. I love brainstorming on site. Okay. So my contractors कभी POP वाला भी चाल दे रहा होगा for the क्या ऐसा करोगे तो ये अच्छा लगेगा. So I am all ears to everyone. जो क्या बोलता है and then उसमें से क्या हमारा derive होके बनता है. So I don't need to cut off. I need to be in there to derive my creativity. So yeah, I need people around.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't need to go anywhere out.
If you want to redesign a famous architectural monument which is there.
इतना बड़ा बड़ा
हाँ हाँ
कुछ भी नहीं है ऐसा
कुछ भी नहीं है.
सब अच्छे अपने तरीके से.
अपने तरीके से सभी अच्छे
बट अगर आपको रीडिजाइन करने का मौका मिले तो
नहीं आई डोंट थिंक सो बिकॉज आई टेल यू वन थिंग जब जो उन्होंने वो जो अब अपने एरा में किया होएगा ना उन्होंने अपने अटमोस्ट ऑनेस्टी से किया है ओके एंड आई एम नो बडी टू रीडिज़ाइन दैट मीन आई नीड टू अप्रिशिएट उन्होंने जो किया है उससे मेरे को सीखना है आप बोल रहे हो मेरे को रीडिज़ाइन करना है नहीं मुझे कुछ नहीं करना रीडिज़ाइन
Alright. Perfect. This is something which is there are two questions now. One is if you want to give suggestion to the entire design fraternity, something which is like a feedback. What would be that feedback?
योर टाइम विल कम ओके इट्स लाइक गली बॉय अपना टाइम आएगा एंड डेफिनेटली आएगा यू हैव टू बिलीव दैट मैनिफेस्ट दैट एंड जस्ट वर्क विद पैशन डोंट वर्क फॉर मनी वर्क फॉर पैशन एंड मनी विल फॉलो योर हार्ड वर्क ना गेट्स यू द मनी सो दैट फंडा नीड्स टू चेंज पहले पैसा पैसा पहले नहीं पहले हार्ड वर्क एंड इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली कम टू यू डोंट हैव टू गो एनीवेयर सो जस्ट बी consistent.
If you want to invite all the designers to your space and you want to play one board game,
Which board game it will
which
be?
board game you would play?
Ludo.
I'm getting one Ludo now. Khatam.
Everybody saying Ludo. और कुछ आता ही नहीं तो
नहीं, एक जन था जैसे सांप सीढ़ी भी बोला है.
सांप सीढ़ी बोला है also
वो खुद है.
मैड टर्न कर देंगे तो सांप सीढ़ी भी हो जाएगा वही है ना
वही वाला.
आई डोंट माइंड
क्या डस सकते हैं ना एक दूसरे को.
लास्ट पॉइंट पे आके 98 पे ना क्या
Yes.
99 पे
Yeah,
सीधा
yeah,
डाउन
yeah.
आई रिमेंबर वेरी वेल
Fun. Okay. Describe your ideal workspace in 3 words.
fun, vibrant, and yeah, jovial. That's my workspace. I don't want boring and people just concentrating. It needs to be light because I am light. I can't take the pressure myself. तो दूसरों को कहाँ से दूँ? But साइड पे देती हूँ वो अलग है. साइड पे is another version of me. मगर वो देना पड़ता है. You know,
That's
otherwise.
a need of an art.
Yeah.
I think it is important to be in that zone also.
But you should not be so lenient also in that they also lose out on the
Timelines,
time and the
yeah.
importance of what they're doing, right? So you have to keep the balance, but at all times, not at workspace.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think
Thank you.
Shouldn't have
Yeah.
this.
So,
Thank you
That's
so
your gift, Hans.
much. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Wow, 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 lovely.
Please sit, ma'am.
firstly, I want to ask you about how was your walkthrough when you came today afternoon about the whole space and about us. Like I have met you for the first time, and about our brand Luxe.
So I've learned a lot this time when I've walked through with one of your colleagues and I've learned about this porcelain. I didn't know about it, porcelain tiles, and there's so many these materials that I can use on the kitchen counters. What I have seen and it's something new that I would want to use for my clients. And they are different. Of course, they are marble looking and all. Marble is something we are very fixated. All my clients are, but I am looking forward to using something on these because these finishes are different. They are full body where I always have a problem of the tiles edges. So this porcelain has that full body thing. So your edges are taken care of like how a marble. So it's very close to that. The size is amazing and the textures what I'm seeing and the waves and patterns that I'm seeing that they're not there in most of the marbles. So then there's something that you're looking out of the box and you're seeing as a pop-up, whether it's your island counter, whether it's my bar counter, and even this built-in basins in that material, that is also something I'm looking forward to doing. We have achieved this in marble, but of course I would want to use this on this material that's called tile. And you have amazing Versace I've seen. I like those, but of course not many people want.
Correct.
But I like there are runners in that. So I think it gets subtle also with the rough texture and just using the runner. So you're giving that sense of the class also, but it's not even equally on your face, right? Everybody's going also a little more subtle. Of course, when someone is wanting that, so then we have an option to come to you. Yeah.
I want to understand just because you spoke about the material. What is the vibe that you got the moment you entered? I mean, about
Very-
the people, about the
Oh, very,
space.
very welcoming and very comfortable. I'm really happy, and you all make me feel more comfortable. And of course, my client will equally feel comfortable, you know. And everything is displayed well. I've been explained well. So for me to then reverse it and explain it to my client, it gets easier. So that's what I said. I am the face for them. So if I'm only not understood, how would I go back explaining? So you all have really taken time, and you all have gone with each product beautifully. So thank you.
So I just wanted to ask you, how was your experience with KYAD? KYAD is basically know your architect slash designer. That's the whole theory. How was your experience at KYAD? This is what I want to ask you.
So I was very nervous. Okay, when you had come up with this entire thing and idea and concept explaining. So I was a little bit skeptical about it, but of course I know you from a very long time. And when I met Sharan also, he was very warm. So I said, okay, fine. He's also on the similar wavelength, so no problem. So I really, really like this idea, what you all have come up with, and to like generally when you meet clients and all, they understand you, you understand them. But here you're just already doing that for us, you know. So that is going to really help us, and maybe we even get like-minded people. Okay, so then again that building that rapport and that relation, it'll just get more easier and faster, I think. And that's a brilliant idea that you have tapped, and it's just amazing. And I thought I will be very nervous, and I'll how many times I told you I'll keep fumbling, I don't know. Your rapid fire to was very bad. But thank God I still got the voice. But overall I was very comfortable. You two boys were really very kind and very sweet and patient to listen to my stories.
We wanted to listen to that, and that's
That's so
what
sweet.
inspires a lot of people. Now we'll have listeners who are there in that college who wants to get into interior designing, or we'll have someone who's sitting in an A particular or B particular architect's office who want to start something of their own. How the journey will be? Can I do this? Can I not? Because there are like 1,000 questions at that point in time.
Definitely. If I could reach your, everyone can. So
Thank you so much for coming over, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank
I
you.
think it was lovely speaking
Yeah.
with you.
same here.
We also felt the same way. I think
Yeah.
you know, I have a very different regard of you in my you know, whole thing. But the way you had a conversation with us was very soothing and
It
very
was
calming also for us. It was very
soothing,
comforting.
Very
Yeah.
comforting. It was
Yeah.
not. I was not feeling like I met you for the first
Yeah.
time. It was like, okay, we have met couple of
Right.
times, and
You have that
we know
welcoming,
that
you know,
welcoming part from
yeah.
your end also.
From y'all also, the touchwood, y'all made it comfortable for me. Otherwise, before this, I was really very
We did it
nervous.
for the third time. That is the reason we are comfortable.
But y'all are doing fabulously well.
Thank
So
you.
that's super.
Thank
So
you
for the
Yeah.
first time, even we were nervous.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be nervous, right?
I said like this for the entire episode, and then I had a ligament pull here.
And this is my poster for all. All the podcasts.
So you
Thank
got
you
your
so much for
comfort.
coming over.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
thank
much.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.